So, I've looked into it. It's because I'm walking on my toes all the time. All of my leg muscles are large, like both my calves, as well as, like my thigh muscles are all very, like, lean and strong and big. And I don't work out or anything like that. I don't.
Look at me today versus this is when we got married in 2019. Even now, I've lost weight. I'm healthier now. I'm happier. And let me tell you, it's because of her. Understand? Because I met her.
Today's video is directly because of another detractor. Given the title, it should be apparent I'm going to revisit a bit I streamed about, which is the section of the Thanksgiving stream where DSP tells us all about the things he's thankful for. But prior to watching Atlas the Bookkeeper's video on it, link in the description, I didn't know that he had a whole section on his wife, open relationships / cuckolding, and the definition of a relationship. Upon discovery of this treasure trove of pure uncut cringe, I decided a video was appropriate. So big ups again to the Skelly Boy for dropping some knowledge on me, and to Raw Phil for the stream. Let's go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I think we should do our little segment that I wanted to do today about things that I am thankful for. All right, and with this segment, it's going to be silly, but it's going to be fun as well, because there's going to be some stuff you guys are going to like poke fun at. I know for a fact you're going to poke fun at me for it, but other things are things that you haven't seen, but I've talked about. And I feel like you would like to see and enjoy firsthand. Because again, I want you guys to understand something, all right? All these improvements in my life are because of you, because you guys have been so positive and so supportive. Some of you have been longtime viewers and fans, and this year you just stayed the course, and you couldn't believe the new positivity, neither could I, right? But some of you are newcomers. Like some of you guys, I hadn't even known about you until just a few months ago, when you basically learned about me from guys like Kino Casino, right? And then maybe there's some crossover there when I did interviews with various people like Keemstar and stuff like that. Some of you have heard about me from various different sources, correct? But it's awesome now to have all of you here and supporting and making my life so much better. And I want to tell you how thankful I am for that. So what I like to do is show you some of the things that have improved around here, that some of which I've talked about, some of which I haven't. You'll probably get a kick out of this segment. And of course, the haters will meme it. Too bad, because fuck you. I got so much positivity this year, and now you got to choke on it. Okay? So Brian, 27, 29 months as a member, says happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Brian. Are we ready?
A few things to note here, and one of them is visual, but I'll read it aloud for those who only listen. I don't know about the validity of this claim, but the Kick user Furries for Phil says, quote, "The guy who donated over $200 yesterday made his account just yesterday and went offline right after, never having chatted," end quote. And again, I don't know the validity of this claim, but if true, it does beg, no pun intended, the question. If support and viewership and popularity are on the rise, if Phil is no longer a lol cow that people either support ironically, which is stupid I might add, or legitimately support because of God knows what reasons, why are anonymous tips and brand new accounts the ones that seem to be wailing him out all the time? And I thought it especially appropriate to point this out here because, as Atlas pointed out, Phil almost had a genuine moment of thankfulness, and he immediately poisoned it by letting everyone know that the detractors live rent-free in his head. If you know we're going to meme on it, or analyze it, or make fun of it, why draw attention to it? Phil, you could have garnered some goodwill here by showing genuine appreciation, but thanks to that last little caveat, everything Phil says henceforth is tainted because he's not doing it to be thankful, he's doing it to stick it to the trolls, which is truly disgusting.
First off, all right, here is something that I have absolutely never revealed to anyone. Because it's such a silly little thing, it's not a big deal, but it's definitely something that has improved as a result of all of your support. So let me go ahead and show you this. It's Virtua Fighter Phil. No, I'm just kidding. It is my shower. Whoa! Whoa! What I'm showing you here is that basically I totally redid my entire shower from scratch. So that shower head, that shower bar, the curtain, everything is all new.
Now this bothers me in several ways. First, that Wayne's World extreme close-up gag was due to what? Is he ironically mocking that he's showing that he's thankful for it as if it's not a big deal? I suppose if done correctly it could work, but whatever that wasn't it. Now for the more egregious issue, I redid my entire shower from scratch. Now, as Phil would say, not that it's any of your concern or business. I personally am having an issue with our guest shower. I'll spare you the details, but I have two choices. Do significant damage to the drop-in shower to fix the problem, or redo the entire shower from scratch. And to do this means ripping out the drop-in, re-wetboarding the walls, tiling, and of course fixing the problem at hand. Now, I've done a rip out and retile by hand, and it sucked. It's also why I'm getting quotes right now from a contractor friend, but I digress. A shower head, a curtain rod, and a curtain are tasks you give to your 13-year-old to introduce them to screwdrivers, measurements, and to start a basic understanding of plumbing. Phil is acting as though this was the trial of Sisyphus, and he pushed the boulder all the way up.
Harry, I've reached the top!
This is quite literally 30 minutes to an hour of light labor, maybe requiring a step stool and a screwdriver. You didn't redo your shower from scratch. You changed your bathroom accessories. You're not rebuilding anything. You're playing house.
All right? And instead of cheaping out and getting a crappy shower, I got a really good one. It's one of those crazy heads that goes to like 5 different settings. And then you see that thing on the side of it that's sticking up. You're like, what the hell is that? That's called a water comb. So when you're washing your hair, you actually detach that and you do this. You actually comb your hair with water and it rinses your head. It's really nice. The other thing I really like about that shower head, it has a special pulse setting that feels like someone is giving you a back massage. I'm not kidding. Like it's like boom, 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 but it's heavy, heavy pressure. So you can stand in the shower like, oh man, you can move around like this. And you just hit you on every spot, your arms, your back, your ass. Like, oh, this is so good. It feels so good.
I just wanted to get this out there. For my audio folks, I looked up when the massaging shower head was invented, and it was in 1974. Yes, Phil has just been introduced to advanced shower technology. Don't worry, I'm going to rant on that in a second. From the mid-70s. How can this man be 42 years of age and never known about massaging shower heads? Something tells me Panda knew about him.
Now, I'm just so happy because a lot of the stuff in my house, no exaggeration, is 10 years old. The old shower rod, shower curtain, not the liner, of course, the liner you have to change, but all the shit that used to be in my bathroom, basically, you know, it was old, very old. Now I was able to upgrade to better equipment. Even the ring on the wall, you see where the pipe is going into the wall, that ring that goes around it, that's new too. I bought a new one. All right, so I know this is silly. It's not meant to be, don't go crazy. Like, wow, is Phil serious right now? I'm showing you some stuff that's new in my house. This is not a super serious segment. I hope you understand that. Okay. But I just wanted to show you, this is something that definitely has improved this year. Okay. What you're seeing here is my actual laptop desk that sits in front of me when I stream. I have never shown this to you guys like this before.
Now, perhaps I'm spoiled rotten by my preferences, or maybe I'm just better with my money than Phil, but how in the hell does Phil survive with that setup? It's claustrophobic. I've shown it in the past, but I'll show it here again for comparison. This is my office desk for both work and personal/fun use. After 16 years, I don't know how Phil can function with that amount of desk real estate and no KVM switch. Oh, God. He doesn't know about those, does he?
Okay? And the reason I'm showing you this is a couple things. Number one, you can see my level 1 podcast mug there. And, of course, today, I'm wearing the Red Dead Redemption style DSP logo, right? That's one of the cool things that's new. Merch. I have not had merchandise, guys, since 2021. Because of my trolls and the harassment that they gave me on the internet, basically all those companies wouldn't work with me anymore. They actually believed the nonsense, the slander against me, saying that I'm a bigot and I'm a racist. As you guys know, every day I'm coming on stream, and all I do is I say bigoted, racist things. That's why I'm known as the king of hate, right, everybody? Everyone knows me as a horrendous person who's just constantly bringing down other races, yes. But that's what they told these companies. And the companies are so brain dead stupid and so woke and so eager to cancel someone for something someone else says, they kicked me out and stopped making merch. But this year, I was able to find a company who didn't want to listen to any of the nonsense, who knew who I was ahead of time, who knew I wasn't like that, and I wasn't that kind of person. And they said, yes, we will work with you. So now I can have that mug, and I can have this sweatshirt, and I can sell t-shirts, and you guys can enjoy merch as well for the first time in so long, all right? But in addition, what I wanted to show you there was the keyboard and mouse. That's actually my current keyboard and mouse that I'm using to broadcast. This keyboard is a Logitech keyboard, and it's a pretty high-end keyboard. As you can see, it's pulsating with RGB right now on camera. See that? And this mouse is a Logitech mouse. It also has RGBs that it pulsates with. They're pretty high-end stuff, and they're great. And this is my equipment that I use every day now for my setup.
I have a friend who hypothesizes there is a Futurama quote for every situation. When I hear him say, look at the lights, they pulsate. Look at the mouse, it has RGBs. I can only think of Cubert Farnsworth.
Hey, Leela, help me apply these flame decals I got in my cereal. They'll make the ship go faster.
And what's your scientific basis for thinking that?
I'm 12.
This has gone from I'm so thankful for straight to a third grade show and tell session. Guys, look at my shower. Guys, look at my mouse and keyboard. Guys, look at my stuff.
Behold, my stuff.
And while he says it's because he wants to show you what he's thankful for, I have a theory that it's really to show you why you should envy Phil. Which, spoiler alert, Phil, no one envies you. I'm skipping talking about his gaming PC and having to put things on the floor and that he can't manage an office because I feel like I've beat those topics to death, so let's move forward.
By the way, I received a $2.25 tip from Mr. Puffy Nipples. How much would it cost to fix your master bathroom? Probably a ton. I have a very sneaking suspicion that the pipe in my master bathroom behind the shower was leaking and caused a big mold problem behind the wall, which would mean the entire removal of the wall, cleaning the mold out, and then rebuilding the wall. Also, the whole shower system, the caulk had worn out around it, and water was leaking there, and I believe there's mold there too. So essentially, the entire shower would need to be removed from the ground at like 20 grand. That's my guess. Plus, the bathroom itself is ancient and outdated and messed up. I would want to redo the floors. I would want to redo the cabinetry. I would probably want to redo the fixtures, like the lighting. So probably it's a full redo, which is probably even more expensive. So I'm not looking to redo my master bathroom anytime soon. That would be something for way down the line, maybe if I refinance my home if the economy turns around or something.
Now, I have no proof of this, but I don't think the shower/bathtub that Phil redid from scratch is the master bath. If I'm correct, this implies that either A, they used the guest bath as the master bath, which would bother the ever-living crap out of me. I don't know. I guess I think I have a master bath. I should be able to use the master bath. And if the master bath is out of commission, I've somehow failed. And yeah, I'm sure that's a very bad way of looking at things, but like I said, it would bother me. Anyway, back to Phil. So that was A. Or B, they use the master bath, sink, toilet, etc., where there's potential for black mold, and they do their showering in the guest bathroom. If Phil or his mall wife are having health issues, this could be the direct cause of it. In either scenario, Phil has made literally over $1 million in the last decade, and I know his response would be, "Matrolls, matrolls." But if DSP were normal, with a normal job, he'd have social interaction with people that he could talk to about this. Real people who might know how to solve the problem without spending thousands of dollars on it. Instead, though, Phil gets to play games, be utterly useless, beg for money, and then show you his stuff.
Okay, so that's all my PC equipment right now, and gonna have it hopefully up and running very soon. Here you go. Dark Mega says, I used to help my cousin who does bathroom remodeling. It's around $20,000 just for the shower area. There you go. Continuing on. This is my new ceiling fan here in the office. I've been talking about it recently. You've seen the light. I mean, in fact, you want to see the light? You've seen the light. And now the light's going away. You've seen enough of the light. But the fan is great. The fan definitely cools this office down, circulates the air well. I don't need to have the oscillating fan blowing on me anymore. Now, I very well may need an oscillating fan when it gets warmer, but for now, this is absolutely perfect. It's really good. I mean, this is what you need for a room like this. It's absolutely perfect, and I hope that you guys understand. Again, something like this is innocuous. It's a fan. What's the big deal? No, honestly, this really improves the setup. It makes it livable in here. It used to be stuffy and just always feeling like you're inside of a small box that's just, oh, the air quality is terrible. Just having a fan to move the air. All right? To move the air. It's very nice in here. All right? It's mid-spin. Exactly. I took a picture mid-spin, but my camera was good, so it actually kind of freeze-framed it, which is really nice. Yeah, Iron Chef Sakai is commenting. He says, damn, you still have the weird bendy lights. That used to be my old lighting. Like, no exaggeration. I didn't have a ring light like I have today. I didn't have a ceiling fan. I had a freaking college dorm bendy light. I'm going to get rid of it now because I don't need it anymore. I have a ceiling fan. I have the ring light. And by the way, I have new lighting coming this weekend. I think it's coming on Saturday now. It's one of, not a ring light, but you know how they make those lights now that are like big rectangles? And they have, they're really good. Everyone uses them now for streaming. And I'm going to try to attach it to my desk here as an arm. I'm going to try to put it right here. And not only does it do all different kinds of lighting for filming, but also it does RGB. So if I wanted to do fancy effects, like RGB effects and stuff, I could do that too. And it's all programmable to my phone with an app. So I'd be able to like mess around. It's going to be pretty cool. And that's coming over the weekend. So. Oh God, Baldic says you had a fan living in your ceiling. Now you have a ceiling mounted fan. Don't remind me. We used to joke about I had an obsessive fan living in my walls. Remember that? Ugh. That is true. Super Bon John says, remember, you now have blackout curtains. I didn't take a picture of the blackout curtains. Wait, yes, I did. What the? I inadvertently did. We're staring at them. Those are my blackout curtains. So like you can see how it looks silver and metallic? It is. The back of the curtains is silver and reflective. So when the sun is hitting the office wall, it bounces the sunlight back, causing a cooling effect.
Okay, we had to get here, and he may mention it one more time, but he's done it enough. I hinted at it before in the video, and now it's time. DSP is not important. He's not an expert on anything, but if you had never heard DSP before, the words he chooses to describe his possessions, you'd think he was a high-speed, low-drag super internet ninja from the X dimension. He's talked about a shower system. He's talked about curtains and how they create a cooling effect. I kid you not. In the past, he has said that Uniqlo clothing has advanced technology to keep you warm. Eventually, he'll mention that light and talk about it as a lighting system. Everything is a technological marvel. Everything is complex. Everything is a word salad of nothing. That means the most basic of shit. I'll give you an example. He said, quote, "So when the sun is hitting the office wall, it bounces the sunlight back, causing a cooling effect." End quote. Sounds technologically impressive, no? Well, let me rephrase it. The curtains block out the light. At a basic level, that's what they do. The reflectiveness and the other whistles and bells might help, sure, but it blocks the sun. The way Phil talks about it, you'd think it would have a chance to weaponize those solar rays. George Carlin, I think, said it best.
People add extra words when they want things to sound more important than they really are. Boarding process sounds important. It isn't.
Philip Burnell and his stuff. It all sounds important.
It isn't.
Now I'm going to skip the washer dryer and the other ceiling fan while it was riveting on my live stream. That horse has been beaten so badly Elmer's glue won't even take it. So let's get right to the heart of why we're here.
And ladies and gentlemen, last but absolutely positively not least, my wife, Kat, who changed my life when I met her in 2017. And since then, everything's been an upward climb for me. Really. I mean, I feel like ever since I met her, this has been just a dramatic improvement going up and up and up, right? I met her. I changed my life for the better. I became a full-time live streamer. I stopped being as toxic as I used to be. I stopped being that guy causing drama and problems. I started to actively try to improve my life for the better. I started eating better. I stopped drinking as much, right? I basically changed. And I mean, that goes in line here with my health as well. Like, look at me today versus this is when we got married in 2019. Even now, I've lost weight. I'm healthier now. I'm happier. And let me tell you, it's because of her. Understand? Because I met her.
I want to know where he's getting this data from, specifically the less toxic and healthier part. I don't know how to break this to you, Phil, but your toxicity is a staple of why detractors still exist. Calling people morons, dumbasses, idiots, wastes of human life, and telling people that they don't matter are all prime examples of you being toxic, and you do this on a near daily basis. And when it comes to his health, I don't know how he can say he's healthier. I've unfortunately seen that overhang, those calves, and I've heard the fatty grunts just like you have. Phil, a person should not be drenched in sweat playing a fighting game. I get that emotions can run high and perhaps some nervous perspiration would happen, but you look like you tried running a damn marathon. The more egregious faux pas here is asking your audience to compare you from when you were married to you now. Not because you're not thinner or whatever, you've actually looked like you've lost some weight, but because you paralleled your weight loss to being happy, then extended and said you're happy because of your horsemate. Soulmate, what did I say? It therefore stands to reason that if your wife were to come on camera, look pissy, upset, annoyed, and like she had gained a solid 150 pounds, she's not happy, and it's directly because of you. Like, it's staring him right in the face and he still refuses to see it.
She changed my life. And I wish this kind of happiness upon everyone out there watching right now. I hope that all of you one day can find a significant other who is your better half, who compliments you perfectly, and who can change your life for the better. Because it has been such a positive life change for me. And every day, I know, no matter what happens, if it's a bad day, if it's a good day, if it's just an okay day, she's still going to be here with me to share the experience with me and to make it better. She's got my back and I've got hers, and that's the kind of relationship that everyone out there wants. This is the kind of relationship that you see other content creators, and they're like, oh, look at me. And they show their significant other off like a trophy piece. And the next thing you know, you hear the story behind the scenes, there's strife, they're breaking up, or they're in an open relationship. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't even understand what it means to be in a relationship if you have a relationship like that. It's not what it's supposed to be. You're not using each other. You're supposed to be loving each other, helping each other, and having a life experience together. Not this kind of bullshit that these people try to portray. Oh, this is the new normal. No, it's your fucked up, twisted version of what you think should be normal because you're so messed up. You don't have a real marriage. You don't have a real significant other. What you've got is some distorted version of reality that you've bastardized, and now you're trying to push it as something that's normalized when it's not. It's supposed to be two people who love each other, spending time together, and basically sharing their lives and having each other's back and always looking out for each other no matter what in every single situation, period. That's love, at least in my opinion. You can disagree. But when I hear about these other content creators and streamers, and, oh yeah, get this open relationship. Well, you're a moron. You're an actual moron, and that's why it always comes back to bite them in the end. It always falls apart.
So we know that Rich is living rent-free in Phil's head, but no surprise there. But who died and made Phil the one who gets to determine what is or isn't normal in a relationship? Outside of the youngins, Derek's, I really don't care who you want to be with or what your preferences are when it comes to monogamy. And for someone who claims to be an ally or someone who supports the entire LGBTQ community, you should probably know that polyamory or open relationships are a thing, and that saying they're, quote, not normal, or that it's not what a relationship is supposed to be, or my personal favorite, quote, a fucked up, twisted version of what they think should be normal, end quote, only goes to show that ally slide that Phil has is nothing more than a picture and doesn't represent how he really feels. Additionally, DSP says he, likely meaning Rich, doesn't have a relationship, when by textbook definition, he does. But Phil apparently gets to claim Rich doesn't have a relationship because reasons. But if you dare say that Phil doesn't have a family, you better buckle up, because Phil, he's going to ban you so hard. Finally, do you think Phil felt really clever or smug with that, well, you're a moron comment? Because I don't think I've heard the delivery of that sentence with that inflection, cadence, and confidence since I was about 10 years old. Super cringy, buddy. Might want to back it off a tad.
All right. So guys and gals, that is what I am thankful for this year. Those are the things that have improved or dramatically changed for the better, or things that I've had for a very long time that have been there as the staple of my support. Of course, the final thing that I'd like to say is obviously all of you. You have been amazing. For the longtime viewers and fans, you guys have been through so much with me. You've seen the highs and lows, but you see that I never gave up, and I kept fighting the good fight, stayed the course, and now here we are. We've come out the end of it, right? For those of you who are newcomers, welcome. I hope that this year, since you actually gave me a chance, all right, you're seeing the difference of how things can be, how positive things can be. That it's not about toxicity and woe is me. It's about fun and positivity. This is the stuff I've always wanted to be able to do. To come on stream every day and not have to worry. Instead, let's just have a great time today together. And when we do that, and we come together, life is better for all of us, right? It really is like a give and take, a cyclical thing.
Cyclical? No, Phil. It's parasitic. You feed off the money of your viewers and constantly beg for more. You're a black hole when it comes to money. Your supporters could give every dime they have, and it would never be enough. And the notion that you want to be able to come on stream and not have to worry, my God, Phil, you were begging like a crackhead for 3 nights in a row, and then had the balls to tell your supporters, hey, the money is great, but you need to give it to me faster, because you got wailed out at the last minute on 3 or 4 consecutive streams. I'm honestly curious as to what behavior would be seen as taboo when it comes to begging by Phil.
You know, I give you free content that's amazing and fun and positive. I interact with you. You get such fun and positivity out of it. You reciprocate with support and positivity, and then it all works out for the better. That's all I ever asked. That's what I wanted. What a lot of other content creators always had, and I couldn't have, because the internet always wanted to treat me like a joke instead of treating me seriously and with respect and with dignity. But now I have that. And because I have that back, now things are getting better every single day. And I want you to understand how grateful and appreciative I truly am of that. Thank you all so very, very much for not only, this last few months that has definitely been better, but for the entire, 16-year run. And by the way, like I said, this is literally just the beginning, right? We're just starting with new initiatives, with new stuff going on, correct? Well, think about all the content that I'm doing right now and the more that's coming, right? I just started a political show that people are really seeming to enjoy and like, and that momentum is just starting right now. I've got new stuff in the pipeline, long-form React content that I'm going to start doing again that I've been waiting to do for a very long time. So, thank you to the long-time viewers, to the newcomers, everyone in between, to anyone who just sat here and watched, to anyone who laughed, to anyone who contributed in any way, whether it was financial, emotional, a silly chat comment, whether you actually sent me a piece of equipment, or you just gave me a compliment. Whatever it may be, you have to understand that every single one of you who has been a part of this journey has contributed in some way. And that's why I am where I am today, and I am eternally grateful to you for giving me the happiness and the life that I have. I never would have met my wife if it weren't for this journey. I never would have been in this house. I never would have had Jasper Kitty. I never would have had any of these awesome life experiences that I've been having if it weren't for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart on this Thanksgiving of 2024. I hope you understand how much you've done for me, and I am going to be grateful forever for that.
I don't even really know how to wrap this one up with that little, I don't know, speech. A lot of assumptions are made here. First and foremost, that he makes free content. Bitch, if you don't get money in the podcast, you become an iron-fisted tyrant who demands his money now, or you'll, I don't know, stop playing the game, or have to have a board meeting, or tell people how hard your life is, and I don't know how any of that can ever be considered free. Now, Phil went on to say that he couldn't have what other content creators had because no one would treat him with respect and dignity. But Phil, respect has to be earned, and you have to behave in a dignified manner to earn dignity. Your WWE Champion scam alone, and the fact to this day you refuse to own up to it, tells everyone out there that you are not behaving in a dignified manner and therefore are not worthy of respect. Blatant dishonesty and being a generally toxic person are also disrespectful and undignified, yet you continue to be toxic and lie. You have the solution to your problems. You just don't want to do it. The closing to this little sermon didn't throw any huge red flags, and I don't know how to quantify it, so this could just be me having a negative bias, but it feels like you can tell he doesn't mean it. You can tell he's not thankful. He thinks he deserves more, and by God, until he's living in a penthouse and duty streams as his personal boot shiner, you can bet that Phil will continue to beg and cry victim. Again, big ups to Raw Phil for the stream. I appreciate you hooking me up. My newbies, neophytes, and almighty gym rats, I appreciate each one of you. You are the absolute greatest. Until next time, swole is the goal for a troll. Lift heavy, eat clean. Oh, and by the way, my very first video came out December 11th of 2023, so I'm stealing yet another Atlas the Bookkeeper idea, and I'm going to do a Q&A or either stream it or make a video on it. I can't decide which yet. I can't believe it's been almost a year. Okay, love you all. Bye.